shackles placed with mental. Try to slow my tempo. Once I break the chains, I be a man like instrumentals. Now I'm unleashing, they tremble. All the shit I've been through, prepare me for this moment. All the forces now assemble, yeah. Okay. No more prayers when a God dies. What the future holds, my palms high, left in my hands to make it alright. Like, woo. Yeah, never let them know your dreams. Put it into a dark regime, transform the score machine. I ain't had no pot to piss in, now I'm frying competition. Burn my way to top position, scared of heat, fuck out the kitchen.
Let him cook.
Let me cook.
Let him cook.
Let me cook.
Let him cook.
Let me cook.
Let him cook.
I beat all the odds, bitch don't call me lucky, outlasted the gods, ain't no one above me, only guns beside me, stuck on my head left beside me, pack a punch like Dane and Ollie, don't believe me, come and try me, bitch. Okay. No more prayers when a God dies, what the future holds when my palms high, left in my hands and make it alright like woo. Yeah, never let them know your dreams. Put it into a dark regime, transform the score machine. I ain't had no pot to piss in, now I'm frying competition. Burn my way to top position, scared of heat, fuck out the kitchen.
Let him cook.
Let me cook.
Let him cook.
Let me cook.
Let him cook.
Let me cook.
Let him cook. I'm frying competition. Transform the score machine.
Do this for the thrill. Now the reaper's on me. Missteps get you killed. Turn you to a zombie. You a dead man walking. This is something that you started. Canniballing's here and starving. About to cook and eat the carcass, yeah. No more prayers when a God dies. What the future holds when my palms high, left in my hands to make it alright like woo.
Okay.
Never let them know your dreams. Put it into a dark regime, transform the score machine.
Yo, what's good guys? We are back in the States after going over to Germany for the Eisenhard Challenge, which is a push-pull meet over there. I did last year, was excited to go back again this year. Always a fun time. Get to meet or experience kind of a different culture over there, and I'm very fortunate that powerlifting has allowed me to kind of travel the world a little bit more in the past couple of years, and always looking for more opportunities to do that. So we're back now. We're going to kind of talk about how the competition went, how training leading up to it went, and then what actually went on competition day. So the workout you just saw was my last workout before heading out, which was on Wednesday. It was about maybe like an hour and a half before I took off, so I didn't really have as much time, kind of had to rush through it, couldn't took as long of a rest in between sets as I normally do. Definitely was feeling it by that fourth set of 6, worked up to, as you saw, 4 sets of 6 with 185 kilos. Definitely the sets of 6 are honestly the harder day for me rather than like the 4s or the 8s. That was the last week of the block, so bench has been feeling pretty decent overall. It's been feeling very consistent, which I'm really happy with, and it's starting to really kind of click for me and just feel like more of a natural movement as opposed to a few months ago when I was coming back from strongman and just bench felt very foreign to me, which is a new experience for me. I normally feel very confident in my bench, but for the like 12 weeks or whatever I was from strongman to the American Pro, bench just felt like trash and really made me not like the movement, which is rare for me because honestly bench is probably my favorite movement, and to be able to get back to loving it again makes me really happy, and I'm excited to see how my baseline strength is going to be as I start transitioning into prepping for Ghost Clash in about 5 weeks or so. The train was on week 4 of a 5-week block, so it's 4 weeks, and then deload week 5, and then doing 2 of those, and then I'll be 12 weeks out from Ghost Clash, at which point I'm going to switch up and do the peaking block, which is about 12 weeks. You can follow along with that train on Proven Strength app. Link for that is in the description below. Get added to our private Discord, get questions, form checks, talk about all that fun stuff. Check that out. You also can check out our other programs. There's 20 plus designed by Andy and myself, 3, 4, 5 day beginner, intermediate, advanced. If you guys have heard of this before, check out the Proven Strength app. If you guys are using it, remember to tag myself and Proven Strength on Instagram so we can share your videos. The program has been going super well this off season. Honestly, probably one of the most fun I've had training again, or I guess just like it's pretty boring work to be honest, but it feels good to get back to, I guess, like my roots and just doing a typical volume block. I've been kind of playing around with other things the past couple of years, and it feels good to kind of get back to what I know works and has been proven to work for me. And hit the 4x6, moved on to, I did Viking press because normally I would be doing log clean and press, but because I was kind of short on time, I wanted something that was pretty quick to like set up and do, wasn't going to be too taxing. Log kind of takes a little bit of time, and I was pretty tired at that point and just kind of wanted to do something that hit the shoulders, a little bit like strongman, movement focused, and the Viking press just was a very easy option to switch in there. Finished up with some back and then some shoulder work. Took off, headed to Germany. So took off on Wednesday afternoon, landed Thursday morning. Definitely was quite a big difference time. I think it's like 7 or 8 hours, something like that. And it made the being over there a little bit tough because I just felt like I was tired almost all the time, and I felt like I couldn't like socialize as much because of that, which I felt bad because they do fly me out there and I wanted to like interact with people. Yeah, I was just having a tough time recovering from that, but it actually kind of worked out super well for the competition because we benched at like 4:30 p.m., which would have been like late morning for my time, and then we deadlifted at like 11 p.m., which would have been something around like 3 or 4 p.m., which is right around when I start training typically. So that worked out super well. I felt good during the competition. I didn't have as much caffeine the whole day. I think I took like 1/4 scoop of some pre-workout that someone had on the meet day just to kind of, or for deadlifts, just kind of like wake myself up a little bit. But overall, I didn't really take as much caffeine. That said, here is the competition footage. so those were my attempts for the Eisenhart bench. Leading up to the competition, I'm in very much an off-season block. I very much needed it. I couldn't really focus on singles because I've been doing them for how many weeks, and I felt like the biggest thing I needed to get my bench back was just volume work. So that was been my focus. The heaviest I've gone leading up to this competition was 202.5 kilos for sets of 4, and I was opening with 205, and I honestly did not know what my top strength was. Haven't hit singles, haven't practiced them, had no clue how good I was going to do on them. Honestly, it was pretty pessimistic and figured maybe like 501, 227.5 would have been my top set, and just decided open 205. That moved super well. Warm-ups were feeling very strong, which is kind of funny because we were pretty rushed for it. I think I did 3 warm-up sets, just 1 red, 2 red, 3 red, then went right to 205. The 205 moved super well. Decided to stick with the plan to go 220, and that again moved super well. Decided to take another 15 kilo jump. I figured the top end was going to be 235, and decided to make that jump. So the range was like 235, 225, somewhere in there, depending on how 205 and my second attempt moved. 220 moved super well. Decided to go to 235. Blew that up. I even considered asking for a 4th attempt to go like 245, but the fact that I hit 30 kilos more than I had hit in the past 2 months or so had me feeling really good and not wanting to risk an injury. But the 235 felt super well. So the competition's a little bit different than a normal like push-pull or powerlifting style competition, where the bench is touch and go, and then the deadlift is, you can like, it's strongman rules, so you can use straps, you can hitch it, do whatever, basically get it up, and then with a twist, you can also sumo deadlift it. So it's not as strict of rules, and the bench being touch and go, I still paused it a little bit just because that's what I'm used to. I was happy with how the 235 moved, felt comfortable in my hands, didn't feel heavy, especially after flying 8-9 hours and then being in a different time zone, everything being a little jet lagged. To be able to hit 235 at this point in training has me feeling really good. My body weight's down quite a bit. I weighed in at 207, 94 kilos, I believe it was. My body weight was pretty low as well. That said, the 207, I'm pretty sure that scale was off by quite a bit, probably close to like 210, 211. Bench moved super well. Moving on to deadlift, we had a pretty long break. Deadlifts, the warm-ups were kind of difficult because we were told it was going to start at one time, but then it kept getting pushed back. And on top of that, we had like a introduction ceremony after we were supposed to finish warming up that took about 20 minutes or so. I think it was about 45 minutes between my last warm-up to my first attempt, which was the one thing that would be nice to do differently. But for me, I wasn't really pushing it, so it worked out super well that, yeah, I didn't need to be feeling super good for that first warm-up. Warm-ups felt okay. Didn't really have much chalk in the warm-up room, so I literally just didn't use any because I figured I'd save it for the other guys. My last warm-up of 6 reds moved well, but grip was definitely slipping a little bit and had me feeling like maybe I wouldn't be able to take my top set, which my goal going into it was 804. I was planning on doing a beltless because that's what I've been training. No good reason, honestly, just kind of felt like it. It's something I've done in the past, and it's just a fun kind of challenge to do in the off season, is try and kind of push my beltless deadlift for, I don't know, no reason other than just enjoy training, have a different challenge. It's not better, it's not worse for training, but it's fun thing to do. The goal was 804, 365. I mentioned I couldn't remember what my PR beltless was. Someone told me it was 826, so I was like, all right, maybe that'll be like my top end goal. The 760 I hit the week prior beltless didn't feel the best, so I wasn't feeling super confident in 375, but I was like, you know, if I feel good, like I think 365 will be there. That said, on meet day, took my opener at 335 kilos. It moved super well. Decided to kind of push the second a little bit more and go with the 360. So then that could put me in the range of going 375 to 365 if, you know, that felt super bad. But that one felt pretty good, so I decided to push it a little bit further and go for just a small beltless PR. Took 832, 377.5 kilos. It felt really good coming off the floor, but unfortunately it got caught on my quads, and I didn't have baby powder. Didn't really, you know, treat it like a full meet like I would if I was going for like a record or something like that. And it just got caught on my knees, on my thighs, but I didn't want to drop it. Decided to fight through it, hitched it, kind of ramped it a little bit. Ended up locking it out. Obviously would not have passed in a powerlifting competition, but this was kind of just for show, and to be able to get it makes me feel really good, especially with how the 760 a couple weeks ago felt. So to be able to make that jump, get a small PR, I was really happy with it. The competition overall went super well. A lot better than I thought it was going to, because I kind of went into it with no real gauge of how good I was going to do in the competition. And with that said, to come out 6 for 6 and hit more than I was planning on made me feel really good about where my training's at right now. Also, after bench, the way my training block worked was that I was on week 4, and my Saturday training session was supposed to be a 4x4 on bench at 205 kilos. After my bench attempts, I was still feeling pretty good, kind of a little bit on a high of hitting that 235 as well as I did. Decided to go hit 2 more sets of 4 at 205 kilos just to kind of stick with the plan a little bit of the off season, but also pull back a little bit with the counting like my attempts as my first 2 sets. So that's what that set was. Hit 2 of those. Honestly, just kind of set it for the fuck of it. Overall though, deloaded the week I got back. We're about to get into the second 5-week block of the off season. Again, that program is on Proven Strength app if you just want to follow along on that. Yeah, we're going to really push these last 5 weeks and then hopefully be at a really good point as we start to prep for the Ghost Clash, and we'll keep those videos coming. But we'll catch you in the next one, and check out all the sponsors, Proven Strength app, like the video, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below. See ya.
You can use your mind, 'cause all we got